going on, guys? So today we're talking about a quick reaction to everything that happened in UFC 264. My favorite fight would have to be Michael Pira-Lima, and I'll just probably butcher that, versus Nico Price. That fight was absolutely bonkers, and that was actually in the prelim fight. Sean O'Malley was at 15 minutes of being with a punching bag with a coach behind the punching bag, like holding it and sometimes throwing like a right hook from outside of the punching bag. That's what that was. Like, we need to stop glorifying this, like, oh, gladiator, go out and just take a hit. Like, okay, if I did a video of me standing in the middle of the road and I got hit by a car going 40 miles an hour 3 separate times, and every time I just stood back up and got hit by a car again, would you say that that was, like, admirable or just stupid? That's what that looked like. Some people were saying it was an early stoppage. In my opinion, and Dana White said this as well, by the way, it was a late stoppage. That's not impressive to just take that hit, to just survive. Like, that's not admirable. That's not fun. That's not cool. That's how you get CTE. Let's talk about the co-main event of the evening, Stephen Thompson versus Gilbert Burns. I was so impressed by Gilbert Burns' performance. And if you're Leon Edwards, you kind of feel like you're in a positive spot here because you have Edwards, Masvidal, and you have Burns. Burns wins the fight. He probably goes to fight Masvidal. Instead of Edwards fighting Masvidal, Edwards goes to fight Kamaru Usman. So win-win there for Burns and Edwards. Great performance. 3 for 3 on takedowns. But for Stephen Thompson, I don't know if it was the stage was too big. I don't know if he's just getting older now. I don't know if the pressure was too big, because it looked like it before the fight too. It looked like Gilbert Burns was more ready than Stephen Thompson. Like, I saw the Darren Till fight, I saw the Tyron Woodley fight, and the Anthony Pettis was winning that, right? That was the worst fight I've ever seen Stephen Thompson have. I think if you're Stephen Thompson, you really have to just take a long look in the mirror and consider, how much more of this do I have left? It actually segues really well into the main event because there were no belts on the line at UFC 264. But the idea was that Poirier would win against Conor McGregor. And I'll talk about the fight in a second, but I think this is a little bit more important. When asked, you ready to fight Oliveira next? He goes, well, back-to-back, fights with Conor, there's a lot of stress, I'm going to have to take some time, be with my family, and then I'll go from there. Like, nobody asked you to fight Conor twice in a row, except Conor. And now Oliveira's holding the belt. Now Oliveira's showing up to your event with a belt and a gold jacket. I beat a featherweight 3 years ago to win the interim lightweight belt. I'm good. Let's talk about Conor McGregor. I don't really know why he's still fighting. It's a money thing. That's one thing, but it's not a money thing for Conor. He's the richest athlete in the world. That's what happens when you fight and there's just no reason to. The only thing that comes out of it is you break your ankle. All that happened after I saw UFC 264 was like, we really just watched this big event for nothing. No belts are on the line, and if Poirier is not fighting Oliveira next, it wasn't a #1 contender fight. I think Oliveira will fight again at the end of the year, before the end of the year. I don't think it will be against Dustin Poirier. So what exactly was that all for last night? Other than to break Conor's ankle and to talk smack about Dustin's wife.